Hi, this is Melanie from dcin. Welcome to my tutorial today to learn the arcade stitch. This is a really easy stitch to do. You're going to want to know how to do single crochets and double crochets before you start this. And there's also one point in the pattern where we use a half double crochet for the ending stitch. This stitch uses a multiple of 5 plus 2. So if you're doing the crochet along with me, you're going to start off with a starting chain of 32 and a 3.5 millimeter hook. And if you're wanting to work this stitch up into a different size, like I said before, any multiple of 5 plus 2. So you could do 17, 27, 32, anything you like. The yarn that I use today, this is a sugar and cream sample. And I kind of thought that these look like rainbows, so I definitely wanted to use my rainbow yarn to see what that would look like. I think this stitch would make a beautiful scarf. And then my sample here for the crochet along that I'm leading is in Caron 1 pound, and this is the light sage and the medium gray mix. If you're interested in the crochet along, we're doing sample stitches every week to make a sample blanket. Let me just pick this stitch up for you really quickly. It's the same on both sides, and it's really easy to do. So I will go ahead and I will meet you at the end of your chain. Okay, so here we are at the end of my chain 32, and we are going to start. The first row is like our setup row. So we're going to skip the first chain, and we're going to go into the next one. And I like to use the back bump of the chain. So you can see here we have like the V of the chain, and I like to go into that back bump. And we're going to do a single crochet, and that's using American terms. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull loop through, then yarn over, and pull through 2. There you go. And then we're going to do the same thing again. Insert our hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the second single crochet in American terms, and we're going to do that. So just 2 at the beginning here. And then we're going to chain 3. So yarn over and do 3 chains, 2, 3. And then we're going to skip 2 stitches. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So skip 2, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And that's going to be the repetition that we're going to copy the whole time. So we're going to single crochet 3, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and repeat that again with 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and do 3 single crochet again. So go ahead and do that through the end, and at the very end of the row we're just going to end with 2 single crochet instead of with 3. Oops. So I almost did what I was talking about. So at the end we're just going to end with 2 single crochet instead of 3. Alright, but until then just do 3 chain and then skip 2 and 3 single crochet. I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, so here we are at the end of the row, and like I said before, we end with 2 single crochet. Now let's go ahead and get going to row 2. So we're going to chain 1 and then turn. And we're going to single crochet into the first stitch. So this is the V for the chain, and we're going to go into that next V down and just do a single crochet. And now we're going to skip this single crochet here, and we're going to do 5 double crochet into the chain space that we created. So that's the American term. So what you're going to do is yarn over first, insert your hook, yarn over, pull loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's the American double crochet, and we're going to do 5 of those into this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's going to be our first little rainbow, or our first shell, however you want to think about it. And now you see up next we have the 3 single crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip the first single crochet, and we're going to go into the middle single crochet, and we're going to do a single crochet. So skip that first one and go into the second one and just do a single crochet. All right, and then we're going to skip this and do another 5 double crochet into the next chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. And then you see up next we have those 3 single crochets again. We're going to skip one and go into that middle single crochet with a regular single crochet. So that's the repetition that we're going to do for the first row. So you're going to do 5 double crochet, or I'm sorry, for the second row. So you're going to do 5 double crochet, then single crochet in the middle of that little group, so in the second one, then 5 double crochet and do the same, and I'll meet you at the end to show you the end. Okay, so here we are at the end of the row. Now I did 32, so I did 6 times 5 for my starting chain, so I'm going to have 6 bumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 little rainbows or shells, however you want to think about them. So whatever you multiply 5 by is how many bumps you'll have. And then for the last stitch, we're just going to do a single crochet into the end here. So go ahead and skip this stitch and then just do a single crochet here. Now I'm going to change color on this stitch, so I'm going to yarn over, pull loop through, and then I'm going to pull my taupe, my second color, I'm going to pull through for the last loop. And there's no knot here, I'm just going to pull it straight through. And then that starts me off with our next color. So this was the soft gray mix, and now I'm going to bring in the taupe, which was this darker teal here. Okay, so that was row 2. To start row 3, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then let's go ahead and turn. Then what we're going to do, let's talk for a second about this shell or rainbow that we have going. It's got 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore the outside 2, so ignore these 2, and we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet on each of the middle 3 stitches. So skip this stitch, and then on the next 3 we're just going to do a single crochet on each of them. So 1, onto the next one, 2, onto the next one, 3. So 3 single crochet on the middle 3 double crochets from that shell from below. So there you go. Then what we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to skip these 3 stitches in the middle. So we're going to skip that next double crochet, skip a single crochet, and then skip another double crochet until we find the middle 3 from the 5 of the next rainbow. So and then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to single crochet into those 3 middle double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That's the repetition that we're going to copy the whole way. So next we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and go into that next one with 3 single crochets. So go ahead and do that all the way across, and I will meet you at the other side to show you how to end the row and start our next row. Okay, so we have finished this row off, and I just want to do this last stitch with you. So you can see I've got 3 single crochets on the top of each of my little rainbows, and on this last one we're just going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a half double crochet into the last stitch here So for half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull a loop up, yarn over, and then we'll pull through all 3 to make it the half double crochet. There we go. That's the end of row 3. So let's go ahead and start with row 4. What we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to turn, and we're going to put 2 double crochets into this open chain space here. So yarn over and do 2 double crochets in there, 1 and 2. And then what we're going to do is the same thing as we were doing on row 2, is we're going to find that middle single crochet of this group, and we're going to single crochet into that middle single crochet from this 3 that are together. Okay, so we skip that first one and we go into the second one and we just do a single crochet. And then we're going to skip this next single crochet and move to the next chain space and do 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we have 5 double crochet all in that chain space, and we're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to skip 1 and single crochet in the second spot there, and then we're going to go ahead and do 5 double crochet in the next stitch, in the next chain space, I'm sorry. So go ahead and finish that out, and I will meet you to show you how to end the row. For the end of row 4, how we're going to do this is we're going to place 2 double crochets into the end chain space here. So 2 double crochets, 1 and then a second, and then we're going to do 1 more double crochet, but on this one we're going to go into the turning chain. This, from when we added in our new color, this was a chain 3, so now we're just going to go into the second chain there and do a double crochet in the end. There you go. That is how we end row 4. So row 4 is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full rainbows and then 2 half rainbows on the side. Okay, now I'm just going to pull out this last loop that we pulled through so that I can change back to the next color. So I'm going to pull that last loop out so I have 2 on, and then I'm just going to grab my carrying yarn up the side, my floating yarn I think it's called, and just pull that through as if it was the last stitch of the last yarn over pull through of the double crochet. There we go. And now we're going to start with row 5, which is going to be the last repetition from the last row that we're going to repeat. And then you will have everything you need to know for this pattern. So row 5, we'll start with a yarn over and just do a chain space, and then we're going to turn our work. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets. We're going to do 1 in the first spot, single crochet, and then 1 in the next spot. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then do our 3 single crochet on the top of our rainbow. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to single crochet, or I'm sorry, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do our 3 single crochet again. So we're doing like a setup row and then a rainbow row in order to get this stitch going. So the 3 on the top of the rainbow, then chain 3, skip to the next rainbow, and do the 3 on the top there. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now we have everything you need to go ahead and do this pattern on your own. I think this is a really fun pattern to do. It does work up really well. Let me go ahead and review. From here, we would go back to row 2 and start again. So let me go ahead and finish out this row, and I'll start row 2 again with you, just to make sure that you are okay to continue on with the pattern. The written pattern is also available on my blog, and I also add photos with the tutorial, so if I'm going too fast or there's a part that you're confused about, I do include the photos there, and I think that that's helpful for anyone. And then we're going to chain 3 on the end here. And then we're just going to end with 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. There we go. It's always a little bit hard to get into that turning chain. There we go. So that finishes off row 5. And that's going to be the last row of our repetition. So let me go ahead and do row 2 with you, which is also going to be row 6. So from here on out, you'll repeat rows 2 through 5. Okay, so row 6, like I said, is going to be a repetition of row 2. So what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn. And then we're going to do a single crochet into the first stitch. Single crochet. And then we're just going to place our 5 double crochet for the rainbow into that middle chain space. So here we go with our 5 double crochet. So as you can see, this is a really easy stitch, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as much as I did. I really like the look that you get. It's kind of, depending on the colors you use, I think it can make a great scarf or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and do that single crochet into the middle here. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If there's any questions, let me know. Like I said before, the written pattern will be available on my blog, and you can find the link to that in the description. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, please comment down below, or if you want to say what you want to use this stitch for, that would also be fun to talk about in the comments. I have seen variations of this stitch with wider rainbows, so that is definitely something that's possible. You can do more than just a chain 3 space and then chain 3 here, and then you can get wider rainbows. I've seen that done. But overall, I think this is a great, fun, easy stitch, and I hope you guys like it. So I will see you again next week when I bring a new stitch to you. And if anybody asks where I am, until then, just tell them she's stitching.